Hey everyone, welcome back to Global English Podcast. I'm Sarah and I'm here with Maya. Today we're diving into every traveler's worst nightmare, lost luggage. Maya, you just got back from Rome and you have quite the adventure to share with us, don't you?
Oh, I certainly do, Sarah. It was supposed to be a straightforward weekend business trip to Rome for a marketing conference. I had everything planned out perfectly. My schedule, my presentations, my hotel reservations. But as you know, travel doesn't always go according to plan.
Oh no, I can already tell where this is going. What happened?
Well, the flight itself went smoothly. No delays, comfortable journey from New York to Rome Fiumicino Airport. I arrived feeling quite confident and organized. I had packed everything I needed for the weekend, my business clothes for the conference, presentation materials, laptop charger, all my personal items.
Right, you're always so prepared and organized, so what went wrong?
I walked confidently to the baggage claim area and found carousel number 8. There were quite a few passengers waiting around, and I joined them, watching for my dark blue suitcase. The carousel started moving, and bags began appearing one by one.
And I'm guessing your bag wasn't coming out?
Exactly. I watched patiently as other passengers collected their luggage and left. Families grabbed multiple suitcases. Business travelers picked up their bags. But mine never appeared. Gradually, the crowd around the carousel became smaller and smaller.
Oh, Maya, that horrible sinking feeling. I would have been panicking already.
I was definitely feeling anxious, but I tried to stay calm and rational. Finally, the carousel stopped completely, and there were only about 4 of us left standing there, looking quite confused and concerned. My suitcase simply hadn't appeared.
This is giving me anxiety just listening. What did you do next?
I looked around and saw signs directing passengers to the airline baggage services desk. I took a deep breath and walked over there, hoping they could help me understand what had happened to my luggage.
Smart move. Was there a long wait at the desk?
There was definitely a queue, about 7 or 8 other passengers, all looking frustrated and tired. I waited for approximately 25 minutes, which gave me time to organize my thoughts and prepare what I needed to say in English to explain the situation clearly.
Good thinking. Planning ahead even in stressful situations. So what did you say when you finally reached the counter?
The customer service representative was actually quite professional and helpful. She smiled warmly and asked, "Good afternoon, how can I assist you today?" I replied clearly and directly, "Hello, I just arrived on flight 289 from New York and my suitcase didn't arrive."
Perfect. Straight to the point. How did she respond?
She immediately asked for my boarding pass and baggage claim ticket, which I had ready in my folder. Then she requested that I explain exactly what had happened. I told her I waited at Carousel 8, but it never came out on the carousel. The belt stopped running, and my bag simply wasn't there.
Right. You had to give her all the details. So frustrating to have to explain something so obvious.
It was somewhat frustrating, but I understood she needed to document everything properly for their records. She began typing information into her computer system, checking various details. So I asked her politely, "Could you check the tracking system? I wanted to know if they could locate where my luggage actually was."
Excellent question. Did she find anything in their system?
After several minutes of checking and making some phone calls, she discovered what had happened. She explained, "I apologize, but your luggage missed the connecting flight in Paris. It's currently at Charles de Gaulle Airport and should arrive on the next flight tomorrow morning." I felt relieved to know its location, but also concerned about my conference presentations.
Tomorrow morning? Maya, that's over 24 hours without your stuff. I would have been completely freaking out.
I was definitely stressed, but I tried to focus on getting all the necessary information. I handed her my baggage claim tag and said, "Here's my baggage claim tag," to ensure she had all the correct reference numbers. Then I asked what I considered the most important question: when can I expect it?
Yes, that's the key question. When are you getting your life back, basically?
Exactly. She confirmed it would arrive the following morning on the 11 a.m. flight from Paris. But I was still worried about worst-case scenarios, so I asked, what happens if it's permanently lost? I needed to understand their policy for such situations.
Oh, the nightmare scenario question. What did she tell you about that?
She explained that if luggage isn't located within 21 days, it's considered permanently lost, and passengers can file for full compensation based on the declared value of their belongings. However, she assured me this wouldn't be necessary since they knew exactly where my suitcase was.
That's somewhat reassuring, but what about right then? You needed clothes and supplies for your meetings.
That was exactly my next concern. I asked, is there any compensation? She explained that I could purchase essential items like toiletries, basic clothing, and electronic chargers, and the airline would reimburse me up to a specific amount if I kept all the receipts.
That's good. At least they don't just abandon you completely. What about getting your bag back when it finally arrives?
I asked her, can it be delivered to my hotel? Fortunately, she said yes, absolutely. I provided her with my hotel address and room number, and she promised they would deliver it directly to the hotel reception once it arrived in Rome.
Thank goodness you didn't have to trek back to the airport. So what happened? Did everything work out in the end?
It did work out. The next morning, exactly as promised, the hotel called my room to inform me that a delivery had arrived. I went down to the lobby, and there was my suitcase, completely intact and undamaged. I was so relieved to finally have all my belongings back.
What a relief! But how did you survive that first night and morning without any of your things?
I had to do some emergency shopping at a store near the hotel. I purchased basic toiletries, a phone charger, and one professional outfit for my morning conference session. It wasn't ideal, but it worked adequately. And yes, the airline did reimburse me for all the emergency purchases when I submitted my receipts.
What an adventure! Maya, I think our listeners learned some incredibly valuable phrases today. Should we go through those key expressions you used at the airport?
Absolutely. These phrases could be extremely helpful for anyone who encounters a lost luggage situation while traveling. Let's review the most essential expressions systematically.
Perfect. So first, when you need to report the problem to airline staff, what's the clearest way to explain it?
My suitcase didn't arrive. This is simple, direct, and immediately communicates the core problem. You could also say, my luggage didn't arrive, or my bag is missing. All of these expressions work effectively.
Great. And when they ask for more specific details about what happened?
I explained it never came out on the carousel. This phrase clearly describes that you waited at the baggage claim area, but your luggage never appeared on the moving belt where bags are delivered. It's specific and informative.
That's such a clear explanation. What about asking them to investigate using their computer systems?
I asked, could you check the tracking system? This is polite yet direct. The tracking system refers to their computer database that shows where luggage is located throughout the airline network. It's the most effective way to locate missing bags.
And what about providing your documentation to help them?
I said, "Here's my baggage claim tag. This is the small ticket that gets attached to your boarding pass when you check your luggage. It contains crucial tracking numbers. Always keep this ticket safe until you retrieve your bags. It's absolutely essential for tracking purposes."
Such important advice. Now, what about timing? Everyone wants to know when they'll get their belongings back.
The crucial question is, when can I expect it? This is polite but direct. You're requesting a realistic time frame for when your luggage will be returned to you. Most airlines can provide reasonably accurate estimates.
Right. And what about the scary worst-case scenario question?
I asked what happens if it's permanently lost. It's important to understand the airline's policy for this situation, even though the vast majority of luggage is recovered within 24 to 48 hours. Knowing your rights is always helpful.
Smart to ask. And about financial compensation for buying essential items?
I inquired, is there any compensation? Most airlines will reimburse passengers for essential items like toiletries, basic clothing, and electronic chargers. The key is to ask about this policy and always retain your receipts for reimbursement purposes.
Excellent tip. And finally, about getting your luggage delivered?
I asked, can it be delivered to my hotel? Most major airlines offer complimentary delivery to your hotel or home address. This service is much more convenient than having to return to the airport to collect your luggage.
Fantastic. Now let's practice these essential phrases slowly so our listeners can repeat them. Maya, can you say each phrase clearly and slowly for practice?
My suitcase didn't arrive. It never came out on the carousel. Could you check the tracking system? Here's my baggage claim tag. When can I expect it? The worst case scenario question. What happens if it's permanently lost? Is there any compensation? And finally, about delivery services. Can it be delivered to my hotel?
Perfect practice, everyone. Those phrases will definitely help you handle any lost luggage situation with confidence and professionalism. Maya, any final advice for our listeners?
Yes. Always remain calm and polite with airline staff. They genuinely want to help resolve your situation. Keep all your travel documents organized and safe, especially that baggage claim tag. And remember, the vast majority of lost luggage situations are resolved successfully within 24 to 48 hours.
Excellent advice. Thank you so much for sharing your experience with us, Maya. And thank you all for listening to Global English Podcast. If you found this episode helpful, please like and subscribe for more real English travel stories and practical language lessons. Until next time, safe travels, everyone.